Cleopatra Wallace, and this video is all about the 4 students that were found slain in Moscow, Idaho. So I have a little bit of a news article that I'm going to read right quick. But first, let me do the under Section 107 of the Copyright Act in 1976. Allowance is made for the fair use for the purpose such as criticism, commentary, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, and or research. Fair use is a use permitted by a copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. I'm going to memorize that before long. All right, so let's start. The 4 University of Idaho students were found stabbed multiple times in their off-campus home, were likely asleep before they were attacked. Moscow, Idaho police said in a Friday evening update. All right, and I guess this is the update. In the update posted on Facebook, authorities released several new details about the gruesome killings and left the university community in shock and grief. Detectives have conducted 38 interviews with people who may have information about the killings. The update said and took the contents of 3 dumpsters on the road the house was located on in case there was evidence. So basically, they took the neighbor's garbage. Investigators also asked local businesses if they had any recent purchases of a fixed blade knife. All right, so we're not looking for, it wasn't a pocket knife. This one's more like a hunting knife. There are no suspects in custody and the weapon has not been found. All right, let's go down. All right, this is what the coroner said. Latah County Coroner Kathy Mabut told CNN she saw lots of blood on the wall when she arrived at the scene. She confirmed there were multiple stab wounds on each body, likely from the same weapon, but would not disclose how many wounds nor where they were located. Stab wounds on the hands of at least one of the victims appear to be defensive wounds. According to Mabut, she said there was no sign of sexual assault on the bodies during the authorities. In the Friday evening update, police said some of the victims had defense wounds, and the university announced Friday a candlelight vigil in memory of the 4 students will take place on the campus November 30th. All right, so that's around Thanksgiving they're going to have a vigil. Okay, so yes, now this is what we want to pay attention to. So spirit guides, holy angels, and ancestors gather around. I just found our window. See this right here? This blue tab, it has the site of the event, the window. So we are located at 1122 King Road, Moscow, Idaho, 83843. Everyone was inside between the hours of 1:45 all the way up into the anonymous call that was made at 11:58. All right, so let's get started. All right, I like to start with 4 or more. If the cards fall to the floor, I only take the ones that fall face down. If too many come out, I will take the top and the bottom. I'm going to start with the Omega Land deck. And this deck is so thick, I have to shuffle it in 2 points. But it is important to note that the house, there was no damage to the door. And it had one of those fancy locks. I've never had to use one. But you know those locks that be on like Airbnb, those locks that basically have like a PIN number? They had one of those type of locks on their doors, and they had a lot of gatherings there. So I'm going to list their names again while we're shuffling the cards, and this one is flipped over already. Everyone has to be flipped the right way. All right. Another flipper, get right. All right, Spirit, listen up. We are at 1122 King Road. We're in Moscow, Idaho. Oh, we have one. We're in Moscow, Idaho. Zipcode 83843. We are between the hours of 1:45 a.m. and 10 a.m. We are wanting to know about the killings of Ethan, who is 20. Kaylee is 21. Xana was 20. And Madison was 21. All four were murdered in the same event, the event that we are asking about. All right, so we have 2. Okay, we only need one more. And what's interesting is so far it is all men on these cards, really. All right. So as I was saying, the girls were very active and social, and they were beautiful indeed. All right. So we have 3 more, 4 more. So this is quite a bit. So I'm going to take the top and the bottom. All right. So we have 5 cards to start out with. Move the fire over. Sometimes I'll be burning the feathers up that's up here. Okay, the first card that came out was the Hangman. You know, the Hangman is all about waiting and really waiting and thinking about what you did to get up there. Did you see the way this guy just kind of pops out of this hatch? It's like the door was probably covered up with these leaves. Huh. You know what I wonder? I wonder if he was in the house waiting for them. We're gonna clarify as we go. So we're gonna start clarifying this. And this card is about this hatch. It's not, I know it's the Hangman card, and you probably think we should be talking about the Hangman. But that's not they could care less about the Hangman right now. This card is more or less about this man popping up out of this hatch. It was like a little hiding place. So let's see where this hiding place was. I want to know, was this hiding place in the yard? Was it in the garage? Was he inside? Where was he? All right. And to find out where the hatch was, or where the hiding spot that he came from, we're going to use the Beauty of Horror deck. All right, Spirit, thank you. As you know, we are in Moscow, Idaho, zip code 83843. We're at the physical address of 1122 King Road. We're between the hours of 1:45 a.m. and 10 a.m. We're there now with the 4 slain students. So far, we're at the beginning. All right. I haven't even asked the question yet. I was about to ask where this hatch is at. But when I said we are at the beginning, this 9 of Pentacles card came out. And it is a woman. And it's just one woman. And so far, this is the only woman to come out in all of these cards. All right. So I'm gonna read this card, but first I'm gonna ask the question about the hatch. All right, Spirit, as we are there now, the person who inflicted these wounds, the one who took the life, you showed me that he has a hiding spot. Can you tell me where this hiding spot is? Was the hiding spot that he came from, was he already inside the house or was he outside the house? I want to know more about the hiding spot. All right. Let's see what it is. Are you kidding me? They clarified the Hangman with another Hangman. So he was definitely waiting. He was waiting for sure, for sure. And the other card that came out with the Hangman was the Death card. So he knew what he wanted to do. And it's so sad that he was waiting. He was willing to wait a long time for this card to come out twice. But I want to know more about. I want to know about the woman that the one that he was focused on. I want to know, what was their interaction like? Like, how did they meet? Where did he first see her? That's a great question, Spirit. Where did he first see her? All right. All right. Thank you, Spirit. We are still at 1122, and this is the Edgar Allan Poe deck. We're still at 1122 King Road in Moscow, Idaho. Zip code 83843. We're there with the 4 college students now. It's between the hours of 1:45 a.m. and 10 a.m. You showed me the man in his hiding spot. All right. Hiding spot. Well, they answered the question finally when I said hiding spot. So now we know where the hiding spot is. The hiding spot was outside. So already, that's my one theory shot down. He was not waiting inside the house already. The hiding spot was outside. All right. Now, back to the question about the girl. The one that he was fixated on. I want to know, where did he first see her? The one that he was fixated on, where did he first have contact with her? Where did he? All right. We have a place. What does this place look like? It's not a cafeteria. It's not a classroom. Looks like the inside of another house. A pretty big house, too, because look how big this orangutan thing is. And by the way, this story with this orangutan card is about it was people in the house. As you can see, their kind of bodies right here. Very kind of reflective of the story, mirroring the story we're doing now. Because this monster thing broke in and killed these people. And they couldn't believe it because the detective came and was like, what happened? And they were like, it was this big monkey man thing. So that's the craziness about this story, but we're getting sidetracked. This card came out in the response of where did they meet for the very first time. So the very first time they saw each other looked like the another house where it was a bunch of wild activity. So perhaps they met at a house party or another house that had a lot of rowdy activity. So they met at a party. All right. Thank you, Spirit. Now, let's move on to the next card. Move these out the way. I had to keep everything in a certain spot up here. It's important. All right. Okay, enough. Okay. The next card that came out was the Ace of Swords. So, this has the energy of the Watcher on it. This guy, he has binoculars. You can't see his face because it's turned the other way. And I really wish we could see his face because we would have a little bit of a description. But this is a great point to segue into the movie tarot deck that does have faces. Because we would like to see the face of this person that was watching. Because as of right now, as far as I'm concerned, it still doesn't say whether we're looking for a boy or a girl. We just have a person that popped up out of a hiding place. And now we have a person that's been watching. All right, Spirit, thank you. We are at the address still of 1122 King Road, around Moscow, Idaho. We are on the date of November the 13th. That is the date that the murders happened. But if you show me a person here that is watching, I'm wanting to know who was watching the girls before this date. Go back a week. So November the 6th through the 7th, who was watching the girls' house? Oh, there it is. It's exciting. A man. I'm not disappointed it was a man. We could have a woman femme fatale, but not this time, people. It's a man. Dum dum dum. All right. A man. Let's get a good look at him. And this is that guy who in this movie, I forget his name, but he's the guy who played the Gladiator movie, Russell Crowe. I think that's his name. But he goes up to Mars and does this thing where he gets everything growing. But let's look at him. Very average looking. Has short, dark hair, a regular build. He could be tall. He could be quite tall. He's not short. Doesn't look very muscular. Just kind of looks like an average guy. So that's who's been watching. We get to see him from the front. All right. Thank you, Spirit. Now, let's move on to this card. The Three of Wands. This card is about anticipation. This couple, they're walking to this town, but they don't know what it's like yet. So you know how you're walking somewhere, you're anticipating what it's going to be like. I hope they have this. Maybe it's going to be like that. Let's see what's here. The only thing they're pointing out in this card is that the girl turned her back to this guy. And that she has a fabulous rear end, and Spirit is so naughty. But I guess they're saying, she's a hot girl. And she turned her back to this guy, and, he's just kind of left there holding his gun and someone else's. Yeah. So I guess someone felt left out or rejected. Because I guess she is moved ahead a little bit. They're not really walking together at all, are they? All right. So someone walked away. Let's get more into this event where the person was rejected. And we're going to use the spider deck for this. All right, Spirit, thank you. I asked you to move away from the date. Where were we on the November the 6th through the 7th? We were still in the zip code of 83843. But the walking away thing, that happened a week prior. Spirit, can you tell me more about the event where the girl, it almost flipped out and then it came back down. Can you tell me more about the event? Let's see what it says. Oh, achievement. Oh, well, not all, but okay. This is what they're showing me. In those dorky movies like Pretty in Pink and stuff, to where the guy finally works up the nerve to go talk to the girl. That's what they're showing me. Like he finally worked up the nerve to talk to her and was really happy that he was standing in front of her and talking. And then it looks like it didn't go the way he wanted to. She walked on. All right. So that's a lot of aggression for somebody to just because someone turned their back and walked away. Like, they were beautiful, popular people in the prime of their lives. All right. Let's move on to this card. And then we have one more to clarify. This card is the Emperor. Let's see what's on here. Now, this is interesting. This emperor is in a family dynamic. So I'm the person that we're looking for. I don't think they live like the girls were living with other students. I think this person may still live at home. Let's ask where this home is. Because this is like a father figure and two subordinates. It's like this person is still lives in a family dynamic. It's hard to explain what I'm trying to say. This person still lives with their family at home. I want to try to see where is this home. All right. And to do that, we're going to go back to the Omega Land deck. All right, Spirit, thank you. You show me that this person still lives at home. So I'm going to ask you now if you can maybe describe to me or show me where this home is or what it looks like. So we are no longer at the 1122 King Road address. We are still in Moscow, Idaho. And you can move from the 83843 zip code, but don't go very far. Just go to like 838436. No, 83846. Only go like 3 zip codes over. Stay in the neighborhood. Or just go to like the next door neighborhood. Don't go far. Show me where the house is or what the house looks like that the person... Oh. 3 cards. Holy crap, though. Look at them. The 3 cards that came out. First card, it showed like this person sneaking out of the house at night while everyone is asleep. But then the other 3 cards is... The other 2 cards is the King and Queen of Swords. So this is their parents. It's like they, yeah, like I said, they were still in the family dynamic. They snuck out of their parents' house and did this. And all the structures are buildings, or not buildings, but bricks. What color is that? Like a kind of a grayish. That I feel like it's a brick. All right, we'll leave it there. But wait, before we leave it there, let's just take another good look at this guy. This is the one who's been watching and waiting and popped out of the hiding place. All right, if you found this video interesting, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel because who knows what's going to happen next.